In my hands, I'm holding Kodachrome Issue number 1, the new magazine from Kodak, which celebrates analog culture. Well, is it worth the $20? I just got my copy in today, and I'm gonna be picking it apart page by page, more or less, and giving you a review, my review, on whether this holds up, whether you should get it, whether it's worth the subscription, the $20, and overall what works and what doesn't. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump in and talk about Kodachrome. So here's the thing. When I first heard about the Kodachrome magazine, I really wasn't sure what it was. Is it a photo book? Is it a book about interviews of people at Kodak with interviews of people that use Kodak products? Is it celebrating the Kodak community of people who use their products? I had no idea. Well, turns out it's not really any of those things. They really are trying to carry the torch of analog culture as a whole, which is kind of confusing. When you open it up, you'll get articles about vinyl, about books and print and magazines. Yes, there are a few articles about things like Super 8 and about photography, but by and large, they're talking about analog culture as a whole, which is a really big thing to digest for a company that has intentions to sell me products. And that's the other thing about Kodachrome. Even though it feels really good, the articles look nice. In fact, there are some really great prints in it that we're gonna talk about soon. But everything's trying to sell me something. And it just makes me feel like I should have been paid the $20 to read this, not me pay them $20. Now, I don't want to be too harsh about Kodak. I love Kodak, and I'm not against, and this is really important, I'm not against at all companies like Kodak putting content like this out there and trying to sell their products. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. One, I want Kodak to succeed. I want them to sell more products. I want them to sell lots of these, because the more Kodak sells, the lower the prices are for me, and the more of a community and the more resources there are for me as an artist who uses pretty much only Kodak products, at least for my film. In fact, that's not really a surprise to you guys watching, considering that all of my video thumbnails look like Kodak film boxes. But with that said, when I'm going through here, it almost feels like a salesperson is going to jump out of every other page. Now, there are good ways to do that. One of the ways that they did it that I think is really successful, and one of my favorite parts of this entire magazine, is something that they call Caught in the Moment, where they put out their new extra phone and they invited people to submit photos that they took with their new product. I think that is a great way to promote their new phone, because frankly, I think it looks really great. I mean, take a look at these images. They're really nice images. They do a great job both promoting the aims of Kodak, but also giving me images that I want to see. The book, again, has a great paper. The printing, the contrast, the color in the images are really fantastic, and I want to see the work. I really just want Kodak to open this up to the community, and this article here really does that. And of course, there are other articles here that are really interesting. In fact, this one here, The Seventh Art, catalogs a contemporary artist and filmmaker who uses film products from Kodak. And again, I think that's a great way to get their brand across. Another article that I really liked was Life Beautiful, which talks about Kodak's Colorama. And you're gonna wanna read that article. It's actually quite good. But why not focus on what they're really good at? Why not focus on their community? Why not invite artists who use Kodak products, photographers and videographers and filmmakers, to talk about their work, interview them, have submissions? All of those things would have given this much more weight and made me feel like the Kodak community is stronger. Well, maybe none of that even matters. Maybe at the end of the day, I just had false expectations about this being a really great aperture-like volume of work in artists and visual imagery, rather than it being somewhere between a blog post and a promotional campaign. Now, at the end of the day, would I buy this again? Would I subscribe to the magazine? Well, in its current form, probably not. If they opened up more to the community, if they had more articles such as this one, I probably would. But this is issue 1, and they are allowed to fail, and maybe they're not even failing. Maybe it's just me who just doesn't want this kind of content and came in with false expectations. I don't know, and maybe in the comments below, you can let me know what you guys think. I do like the fact that Kodak is putting out a substantial amount of content and promising to put out more with future issues of the Kodachrome and investing into the analog culture. That I really love. Yes, I think that they did miss the mark on this issue, but there's always room for improvement. And again, it's just the first issue. Another thing that I want to point out, by the way, before I close the video, is when I got the Kodachrome issue 1 in the mail, it came in a box with packing paper and it came dented. Well, I'm not a collector, so it doesn't affect me too much, but it would have been nice not to have damage to the book before I even looked at it. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can get more analog process videos as they come. And of course, in the comments below, I'm really curious. Again, I'm not just saying this to say it. I really want to know what you guys think about the Kodachrome issue 1. Do you think that it was too broad? Or do you think that it's important to have a broad view? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video.